This is the Misfit, Crystal Moon, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
And we are wrestling with WWE Crown Jewel. It was last Thursday. Scooter, what did you think of the show, and did you watch it at a decent hour?
It got up, I put it on, and then I went back to sleep.
Good man.
I wanted to see Seth Rollins and Edge, but they put it at the start of the event. So, and then when I woke up, they were already on to the next match. So,
Yeah, and that was a long match as well. What about you, Kaliko? What did you think of this show?
I mean, can we just change the name to Middle East Mania? Because that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like.
Might be a
9 a.m. on the West Coast. Of course, I'm able to watch it. Pretty good show, I must say. One hell of a classic match to me on that show. We'll get to that when we see it. But yeah, overall, I mean, it was Mania. If you've been to Mania, this shit ain't new. You know the role. You know the biz. But one of the better shows of the year for sure.
Well, let's get into it. Edge defeated Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match to start the show off. One of the better Hell in a Cell matches of recent memory, but it was a grudge match, Hell in a Cell, which makes them a little bit better. No, Scooter?
yes, I would definitely say so. Yes.
What about you, Kaliko?
Hot take time. This is the match of the year.
Yeah. You don't highly of it.
Considering the expectation that we had with Seth Edge at SummerSlam, I mean, it was good, but I felt like this match superseded that match. And the storytelling in it was phenomenal.
I agree. It kind of threw me off that the referee was wearing long sleeves. Long sleeves. I just thought she was chilly, but then you realize they're in Saudi Arabia.
Oh no, there's a reason. There's a motherfucking reason.
The match that everybody wanted to see. Mansoor Mania defeated Mustafa Ali. What'd you think of the hometown return, the triumphant return of Mansoor Mania?
I mean, it was totally worth the sheiks in the front row bringing their couches to ringside. Yeah, I mean, it was what it was. I mean, it wasn't a classic by any means, but it was okay.
Then, after the match, Mustafa attacked Mansoor, and Tarek Hamdi, silver medalist in Taekwondo from this year's Olympics, came and made the save.
He's a karate player.
He's a karate guy, yeah.
No, karate player. Get it right, James.
Karate player. Once again, knocking out a Pakistani. Next up, Arcade Bro defeated AJ Styles and Amos. They almost won once again. First and foremost, Randy Orton maybe got the biggest pop of anybody in this show. legitimately. But where does AJ and Omos go from here? Kaliko.
That's a great question. I mean, we know everybody's looking at the clock on AJ, so because he's not going to be there longer. So does he catapult almost by pushing him as a singles guy and betraying him and doing whatever, or do they just break this team up? I don't know, and that's the hard part because I think they're on SmackDown, right?
No, they're on Raw, I still believe.
Oh, they're still on Raw.
Yeah.
So that means they're gonna have to deal with,
More
and
than
this is the problem with.
more than
Well, this is the problem.
with it.
Well, they still got to deal with them, but the problem is that you got RK Bro, the Prophets, and that's and them and almost an AJ. So as far as tag teams, it's not deep.
No.
So it's almost like they have to. It's almost like they have to be together out of necessity.
What about you, Scooter? What are your thoughts?
I mean, once again, the tag team division is somewhat light, so
It's
mean,
like
who knows? Maybe I don't know. I'm kind of over AJ and Omos at this point, so
we are Zelina Vega defeating Dewdrop to become the Queen's Crown tournament winner. Right person wrong? Scooter?
no.
Still went to Dewdrop?
It should have gone to Dewdrop. I mean, unless they're planning to do something massive with Zelina, this was a complete waste.
You see that being the case?
I mean, at least with Dewdrop, you know, when Eva Marie comes back, and God hoping, somebody doesn't, give her a Glasgow smile before she comes back. At least there's a built-in,
Rivalry.
feud there. And the fact that you had Dewdrop go over Shayna Baszler after being in the Cure Food Clutch for that long, that seems just ass backwards.
What say you?
And just one more comment. And this is me, the guy from Queens, talking about the girl from Queens who won this tournament.
What say you, Kaliko? Agree, disagree?
To me, Shayna should have won this bitch because to me, she's literally dead in the water. If it were supposed to go to someone, I wouldn't. It would have been cool with Dewdrop because considering that they have that rivalry with Eva Marie, which would have been a hell of a uptick to this be a star campaign. Hey, their little anti-bullying shit. Hey, this girl won. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like that they missed the boat on that. And then, no offense to Selena, so unless they plan on making this a big thing for Selena, it should have went to Dewdrop.
I mean, Shayna wouldn't have had to, add much to her wardrobe. She was already practically dressed for it,
Very true. And I could also make the argument Cena didn't need it because she has this very, how do I say it? Her gimmick is very aggressive now. She's breaking arms again, and they're building her really strong, notwithstanding the loss to Doudrop. Um, so there is.
That literally was an oxymoron, what you just said.
I mean, it would make more sense if Doudrop have won, but let's see what they go with. Maybe they're saying for Selena Vega, hey, she won. Hey, she won. Take that, AEW, Malachi Black. I don't know.
Nah, they're not that spiteful.
Sure they are.
Sarcasm.
Goldberg
Sarcasm.
defeated Bobby Lashley in a no disqualification match.
No fun.
He had a license to kill, but I think it's legal there anyway. Scooter, your thoughts?
I mean, at least it wasn't Goldberg winning the title. Yeah, I mean, and we'll get to this when we get to the end of the end of the show, but we'll get more on. But yeah, the right person won.
Is it refreshing to see Goldberg in an actually rivalry that has a story connected to it and not a title, Kaliko?
It seems like that's what the people like, because for every person that complains about Goldberg, people for some odd reason pop when he comes back. I just don't get it. Like, but the question is, where does he go from here?
Oh, I'll tell you where he goes when we get to it.
Another title match?
Let's get on with it.
No, you not.
Well,
No, he ain't. No,
this,
the fuck he ain't.
this next match you called, Scooter. Xavier
Told you.
Woods defeated Finn Balor to become the king of the ring.
I told you from the moment Woods
Woods was in it.
from the moment he was saying King Woods, you knew it. You
You
knew.
knew it. Mm-hmm.
And it is the right call. I do kind of expect we start seeing a little bit of maybe a change in Xavier's demeanor over the coming months. That he maybe goes a little bit mad with power.
If that's the case, I would be okay with that. Turn him heel. But is this just kind of compensating? Oh well, Kofi wins all these belts. Big E's the WWE champion. Give this guy a bone.
I mean, you forget that Xavier was part of the tag titles. You know, I mean,
And do you seem to forget that every time they lost those titles, he was the guy getting pinned?
all right, can you rattle off every single time they lost? And you do it in 30 seconds. Go.
Well, to the Usos, obviously, but
Sheamus and Cesaro.
25 seconds. 20.
They lost to Usos
50.
and
primetime
Sheamus and
players.
Cesaro a lot of times.
9.
Primetime players, Usos.
Time's up.
Wait a minute, they lost to the primetime players? Did they?
You forget they've been around since WrestleMania 32.
31.
31. Jesus.
No.
They were more in between 31 and 32.
No, they were the New Day at 31.
New Day New Day suck started at 31.
31. Yep.
Huh.
Another reason to blame California.
I mean, they were in a match against the Usos in the Bay. Which is Rikishi's. Yeah, come on. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
And the opposite side of that, are they doing Finn Balor dirty? I mean, they really made him fall from the ropes, lost to Roman Reigns, thrust to the side. Now they made him travel to Saudi Arabia to job to Xavier Woods.
Okay, you're saying that like it's a friggin' conspiracy theory, Jay. Oh,
He
slow
gained.
down for a second. One, Finn wouldn't be doing any of this if he didn't agree to it. You forget the guy is now entering the late stages of his career. He is pushing 40.
40, yeah. But 40 is
And
like the prime for wrestling sometimes.
yeah,
Oh.
I mean, unless your last name is Hogan, or more McMahon, but or well, I'm not, or Flair, but Balor has done everything under the sun. He doesn't. Yeah,
Need it.
we'd like to see him get a major push, and by all means, he did. It was just in NXT. But Balor will continue, getting those matches as soon as he gets over his eating disorder. I mean, they don't chant "fat ass Finn" for nothing now. I mean, he broke the fucking ropes.
He's packing Yokozuna weight.
He ain't there yet.
Becky Lynch defeated Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. Interesting match. May have been more interesting the night after when she had to swap championships with Charlotte Flair. That kind of got heated for more reasons than one.
Now, there is an interesting story here. The fact that Charlotte Flair didn't want to go to SmackDown as the Raw Women's Championship. She wanted to actually drop the belt to Bianca on Raw,
That's true.
and it got shot down. They were in favor of this stupid ass exchange, and now guess what? This match meant nothing. Not only does the title not change, but I'm sorry, and I'm gonna pull this card. Congrats. The white woman wins in Saudi Arabia.
Damn.
That is ass backwards. I know they're relying on the whole big time Bex thing, but seriously, this might, and I hate to say it, I really hope that this is not the death of Bianca's push.
That's what I was thinking as well. But the whole, Raw Women's Champion, SmackDown Women's Champion, I've discussed this before. I think it's stupid. They're just carbon copies of the WWE Championship. Why not have one be the WWE Women's Championship and one have be the Women's Universal Championship? Would that confuse things a little less?
No, I think No, because you gotta having the name of the show in the title at least
It
associated with
separates
the
it.
title.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have to have the title actually associated with the show. I mean, it's not like naming, it's not like naming a title for a television station you haven't aired on yet.
They are in January.
That did you not hear me? I said haven't aired on yet.
And it's coming on in January. They just announced the tournament. Maybe when they finish the tournament, they will be on there. Or better
Yeah.
yet, have the first champion crowned on that show. No?
Well, let's not talk about how that tournament has a quarter of the field getting a bye. So let's move on, shall we?
We shall. We got Big E defeating Drew McIntyre to retain the WWE Championship. I'm glad that they gave Big E another win against the top talent. But do you feel like it's actually helping Big E on his title run, Kaliko?
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Considering the fact that he beat a guy that Drew couldn't beat, and then he beat Drew.
Not to mention that he also beat him again, fair and square.
Very true.
Following the 2 weeks later. So
And as of right now, Big E is wrestling Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. So he's going to be the WWE champion for unless there's a random championship match on Raw until the ending of this year.
If Lashley was still the champion, I could see that happening. But I don't see it happening.
Big E can claim he was champion in 2 years.
Right? Let's get to the main event. Roman Reigns defeated Brock Lesnar to retain the Universal Championship. Honestly, this was maybe one of Brock Lesnar's more longer and more interesting matches that he's had in maybe 5 years. Yes, no, maybe Kaliko.
Most interesting. Most interesting storyline, yes. Interesting match-wise.
He did more than 15 suplexes.
But we didn't care if he did the suplexes. We were all worried about what.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia doesn't care for Suplex City. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Everybody was caring about what Paul was going to do. Paul played that part right. He played it perfect. He played that shit perfect. I ain't never seen that. Because, usually when he's like at the ring, he's like talking shit. That dude was just sitting there like a little bitch. He was like the hoe that the two pimps was fighting for. And it was just like, yo.
Or you mean the pimp the two hoes were fighting for? No.
Either way.
I'm more miffed that Brock got jobbed out to one belt shot.
That is true.
That is true. I kind of expected, maybe a spear or something afterwards. But no, one. I mean, he hasn't been in the ring in 19 months, so.
But considering that we saw this dude take like a Phoenix splash on a table, broken ribs, came back and won the match.
And now the fact that they're running this whole Brock Lesnar is indefinitely suspended gimmick. This now leaves who's left for Roman?
Drew.
No, you're not gonna run back Roman and Drew.
Goldberg.
Oh, God.
Yes,
No.
Because that was supposed to be 34.
36.
Oh, 36. You're right. 36 main event. That was the 36 main event.
And I will say it now. Royal Rumble, Roman and Goldberg. They won't save it. They won't save it for Mania. They're holding out. They're holding out for The Rock. They'll never get it. It will never happen. But
From what I'm hearing, they're waiting to have The Rock at
39.
39 with in Hollywood.
The question is, will The Rock and Roman be as interesting? Though.
Then, exactly.
Now, there's also this possibility of putting Brock and Goldberg on a team in a 2-on-3 handicap match against Roman and the Usos.
Oh, God.
Brock
The
and
enemy of my
Goldberg?
enemy is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you doing the enemy of my enemy is my friend shit?
I mean, think about this. Brock has done everything that hasn't been expected of him. He's gotten charismatic. He's developed a voice. He's been entertaining. Why not have him try and align with Goldberg? That would be so friggin' unexpected. Yes, people shit all over it, but it will be fucking entertaining.
I honestly, I disagree. I don't want to see Goldberg and Brock Lesnar in a ring again together, whether it's on the same team or fighting against each other. Honestly, Goldberg needs just to go away, and Brock needs just to do his thing.
All right, okay. What if it's Brock Lesnar and Whoopi Goldberg?
That would be interesting.
Yeah, because Whoopi look like she can give somebody some hands.
Oh yeah, I feel like she could slap the taste out of somebody's mouth.
I mean,
Nah, she could sock a motherfucker.
I mean, when Cousin Bill starts appearing on, the ABC show, The Goldbergs. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. This show as a whole. Scooter, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
there, for once, there is a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view that has nobody talking. Nothing memorable about this event whatsoever, aside from Rollins and Edge. That was it. And one match does not make a pay-per-view alone. Thumbs down.
Coleco.
I thought it was a good show, considering the shit that we been getting lately. Because when you got to make the motherfuckers who give you money happy, which kind of tells me they know how to make motherfuckers happy. They just don't do it, bastards.
So thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle.
I'll give it a up, considering considering the wrestling on it. Granted, what Scooter said, but that Seth and fucking Edge match was just set the fucking table.
And then the table collapsed.
In Seth Rollins' case, it did.
Yeah, it did.
I guess I'm the
True that.
tiebreaker in this scenario. Do I go thumbs up? Do I go thumbs down? I will go
In the middle.
thumbs in the middle.
Yeah. I know you too well. Jesus Christ.
I mean, you knew that I was on Windows 7. Oh, that'll conclude our coverage of WWE Crown Jewel. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. Join us this Wednesday as we interview Christian Robinson for the second time, 1 year anniversary, 3-hour interview. Get a cup of coffee for that one. Of course, this and all our other episodes sponsored by Rogue Energy. Use promo code WRESTLINGWITHE for 10% off your next purchase. If you're having trouble even looking for that link, all our links are in a link tree now. So go into the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, click the link. You'll find us on YouTube, Castbox, all our interviews, our Twitter handles, our Instagram handles, our Rogue Energy promo code, and everything else you need from Wrestling with Entertainment. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wrestling with E. You can follow me at JamesJ993. Where can they find Kaliko?
You can find me hoping that the Braves don't get lemon booty and make this World Series. And I am Kalika.
And where can they find Scooter?
As always, find me on Twitter at ScooterDust. And of course, the remix will be returning for Survivor Series. We'll celebrate the 6-year anniversary. And first time announcing this, the remix will be broadcasting from a brand new location for the first time ever. As well, find me on Twitch along with Rico Constantino Jr., twitch.tv/Smoking Dragons.
Are we celebrating the remix at a decent hour this time around?
Unless they decide to air Survivor Series at 5 in the morning. Yes, we will be celebrating at a decent hour.
For Kaliko Yacht Scooter Dust, I'm James J. This has been Wrestling with Entertainment.